Mudra at the heart center. As you inhale, sweep the arms down and up. And exhaling back to the heart. 2 more times. And then bring your hands to the fronts of the legs, bend the knees, sliding down and up, hinging at the hips, tipping the pelvis towards the thighs. You want to notice how it feels to be in your body in this way. And if there are any areas where you feel yourself holding any residual tension, you want to be gentle with those places and invite that out of the body. Go one more time, down and up. And then go ahead and press into the feet, lengthen the spine, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. And inhale, sweep the arms down and up. And as the arms come up overhead, open the heart center, bring the arms up, and then exhale, draw the hands down the midline like this. So as you open up here, this is a little bit of an upper back bend. Engage the root lock, the pit of the belly. So inhale, engage the root lock, the pit of the belly, open the heart, and exhale down. And notice if you're arching your back, if you are, engage the bandhas a little more strongly so the tailbone does not lift towards the head, but rather the pelvis stays right where it is. There's no arch in the back. It's lifting up, and it's an upper back bend. Engaging the root lock and the pit of the belly, it not only helps stabilize the spine, but it also stabilizes the energy rooting Apanavayu down towards the earth for energetic stability. One more time. And standing in mountain pose. Bring your hands low on the hips and with the knees straight, hinging forward and lifting up in a half forward fold. So we're still checking in with the body, and we know that the hamstrings tend to collect a lot of tension and stress. And we want to invite that out of the body gently and gradually. One more time, forward and up. And then bring your hands back to the heart center here and go ahead and inhale the arms down and up. And then exhale, bring the arms out to a T here and roll the palms towards the wall behind you and then hinge forward, drawing the hands towards each other. And then come back up, rolling the palms up, lifting the arms up, exhale down the midline. So keep going like this. Notice the energetic, how adding the arms really changes how the pose feels, how the flow feels. And the next time you're standing in mountain pose, let your arms float down to the side, breathing here. Now, we're going to go into full forward folds, and we're just going to sweep the floor and come back up, so there's not going to be any holding. So you want to be strong in the core strength, and bring your arms up. And then take the half, bring your arms out to the side like this, and then take the half forward fold. Get your half forward fold as deep as it'll go. And then from here, release from the tip of the tailbone to the top of the head, looking between the knees. Sweep the arms back out, come back to your half forward fold, lift all the way up, and then draw the hands down the midline. So keep going like that, inhaling up. Exhale, half, and then melt into your full forward fold, and then back to the half and all the way up and down the midline. So keep going like this. So you want to really get the deepest hinge you can before you release. Down the midline. One more time like that. And standing in mountain pose. See if you feel the energy flowing. And then step your feet out about shoulder distance, maybe a little bit further. Bring your hands right here, and we're going to bend and straighten. So the most important thing in this flow is getting this fluid quality into the body, this gentle fluid bobbing up and down. And you can kind of freeform this, whatever feels fun for you to do with your hands. It helps you feel that water element. So the next time you bend your knees, bring your weight onto your right foot, engage the bandhas, roll up on the ball of the left. And then take your time here. You don't have to go deep. This is just the transition. This is the transition. This is the pose. Here's the transition. Here's the pose. And they're both equally important, but there's a different sort of an emphasis because the transition is just that. It's the part where you're getting from one place to the next. And so this is the setup. This is the setup. This is the gathering, and then there it is. Relax the bandhas here, engage the bandhas, press through that. Good. And when you're ready, you can begin lifting the toe off the floor. And you can lift it as long or for as short a period as you like. You can play around with this. You can kind of make it your own. If the balance is not there for you, make sure you're engaging the root block and the pit of the belly every time that foot comes off the floor. You actually engaged before, so here as I straighten the knee, I'm engaging and I release, and as I straighten the knee, I engage the bandhas. Good. Try to relax into it. Try to let the body be boss here. So rather than thinking through the balance with your brain, feel through the balance with your body. And it's okay if you fall off your balance and have to step off your mat to regain it. And then the next time both feet are flat on the mat, just stay here. And notice if you feel an energetic difference from bringing in all that water element into your practice. Water is soothing and supportive. Do you feel soothed and supported? There's a reason why we rock cranky babies. Now, bring your hands to the fronts of the legs, bend the knees, let your sits bones come back. And we're going to slide down and up, hinging at the hips, tipping the pelvis towards the thighs. And you might notice how the muscles work differently when the feet are further apart like this, especially as you lift up. Go one more time. And then go ahead and set yourself up for warrior one with your right foot forward and your left foot back. You're pressing into the four corners. The corners, the arches are active. Now you want your hip points not open like this, but you want them parallel to the short end of the mat, pressing into the feet, lengthening the spine. And just go ahead and bend the right knee. Bring your arms up. We're just going to come in and out of warrior one. Inhale and exhale. One more time, flowing in and out. And the next time you come into the pose, stay here and breathe. Now, bring the arms out to a T position, straighten the knee. And then as you bend the knee, bring the tips of the fingers to the heart center. And then bring the arms out. So as you're doing this, every time the tips of the fingers come to the heart center, feel that connection to yourself. And the next time you bend the knee and bring the arms in, just stay here and breathe. And then just bring the arms down and up, stay here and breathe. Do you notice an energetic difference? And then float the arms down, hinge forward, step forward. And you can rock from side to side here. Make sure you're breathing. And then we'll move to the other side. So left foot forward, right foot back, pressing into the four corners of both feet. Legs are straight, hips are square. So you want to draw the thighs energetically towards each other so your hips are going straight forward. Bending the left knee, inhaling, bringing the arms up overhead, and exhale. Inhaling up, and exhale. Keep going. One more time like this. Make sure that back leg is strong and straight. And the next time you come into the pose, stay here and breathe. And then straighten the leg, bring the arms out to the side. And then bend the knee, bring the tips of the fingers to the heart center. And back to straight. So just keep going like this. The next time you bend the knee, stay here. And then bring the arms out to the side, all the way up. Lower the arms, hinge over that front thigh and come up. Standing in mountain pose. And then if you want to shift your weight from side to side, I invite you to do that. Go ahead and bring your feet into mountain pose. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. And as you inhale, sweep the arms down and up. And exhale, coming into Utkatasana. Inhale as you press up. And exhale to the heart center. Do that 2 more times. Last one here. And then just standing here and breathing. And then go ahead and come back into Warrior One position with your right foot forward and your left foot back. And this time, take a fairly wide stance. So you might just play around to see if you can take just a slightly wider stance. And then bring your hands on your hips. And we're going to do a forward fold in this position called Tadasana, or intense side stretch. So that it's just like when you're doing a forward fold with your feet together, you want to lengthen the spine, engage the bodies, and just tip the pelvis towards the thighs, press, press, press into the feet, and lift back up. So start out not going very deep. You want to just start out, we're really trying to make sure we have the strength to lift back up using the legs and the belly, not the spine. And then if you feel like you have that, then you can begin to take the forward fold a little bit deeper. But pay attention to the fatigue level of the muscles. And if you begin to get tired or you lose your ability to use proper alignment, just back out of the pose a little bit. And then just come back up to standing, bend the right knee, step forward. And we'll switch to the other side. So bringing your left foot forward, your right foot back. See if you can get maybe just a quarter of an inch or wider warrior one, just a little bit wider. That just creates more space. And you really want to be sure the hips are square here to the short end of the mat. Lengthen the spine. You're engaging the root lock and the pit of the belly as you hinge forward. You're holding that as you lift up. And then there's a little release here. And if you'll push into the mat with your feet and activate the arches, that will help use the strength of the legs to lift. Remember, it doesn't matter how deep you go. It doesn't matter whether or not you can bring your entire chest onto that front thigh. It just matters that you feel the strength and the stretch in your body. You just want to feel yourself working. One more time, right here like this. And then bending the left knee, pushing off, stepping forward. And go ahead and rock back and forth a little bit. So if your back is a little achy, you want to notice that. You want to pay attention to that. And then come into Tadasana and press into the feet and then engage the root lock, the pit of the belly, and lengthen. So when you shorten this, it's going to bring the pelvis forward just a little bit without squeezing the glutes. So if you don't feel it, it's okay, you will with continued practice. But when you shorten these muscles, it will draw the pelvis forward a little bit and release any accumulated tension in the low back. And then you can lengthen and lift up out of that. That'll decompress even a little bit more. And just notice that. And then bring the hands to the fronts of the legs, bend the knees, slide down and up. 3 times. And again, here we're just trying to release the low back. And then come back up to standing and come back to your warrior one with your right foot forward and your left foot back. And this time take a little tiny warrior one stance. And we're going to rock in and out of warrior three. So if you can either have your hands on your hips, you can bring your arms out to the side like this, whatever's best for you. Go ahead and bend both knees, bring your weight onto the right foot, roll up on the ball of the left. And then roll through the ball of the left foot, come back onto the left foot and flex the right. So we're just going to do that. So here's the transition, shifting the weight to the front foot, and back, and to the front foot, and back. Now, the next time you come on your front foot, engage the root lock, the pit of the belly. Just lift that left leg. You don't have to lift it high, but lift it strong. And then back. We're just going to do this a few times. Lift. And back. One more time like that, forward and back. Now, the next time you come forward, just bring your arms out to a T, lift the back leg, stay here and breathe. Engage the root lock, the pit of the belly. Shaking is okay. Lower the arms, rock back. Come back to Tadasana. Lengthen the spine, engage the root, lock the pit of the belly. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. Do Tadasana 3 times, inhaling the arms down and up. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale to the heart. 2 more times. Last one. Floating your arms down, taking a deep breath. Let's do that on the left side, so turning to face the short end of the mat. Bringing the left foot forward, the right foot back. And a little tiny warrior one. You can see how close my feet are together. I'm going to start practicing the transition so you can bring your arms wherever you like for balance. Bending the knees, bring your weight onto the left foot, roll up on the ball of the right. Bend both knees and flex that left foot. And when you roll onto the ball of the right foot, engage the root, lock the pit of the belly, and then release so that you begin practicing that synchronizing, engaging the bandhas with taking the balance before you take the balance. Now the next time you come onto the left foot, just lift that right and back. Keep going. Move slowly enough so that you can make micro corrections. So if something didn't go quite the way you wanted it to one time, slow it down so that you can do better the next time. One more time, forward and back. And then bring your arms out to the sides. So feel strong and powerful here. Bend the knees, roll onto the left foot, engage the root, lock the pit of the belly. And don't lift the leg very far, but lift it strong. Find a focal point, breathing here. And when you're ready, bend the knees. And come out of it. And then go ahead and just rock from side to side. Bring your feet hip distance apart. Bend the knees, slide down and up 3 times. And then turn or bring your right foot forward, your left foot back, in that little tiny warrior one. Now, this time we're just gonna come into it with our arms up overhead like this, and then you'll have a chance to teeter-totter forward if you want to. When you do this, think about making a straight line from the tip of the fingers to the heel of the foot. So what you don't want to do is this. You don't want to be like something like this. You want straight, strong body. And you also don't want to overlift that back leg crimping into the low back. So you want to make sure you're teeter-tottering straight forward. So, and it doesn't matter how high or how far you go. We're just kind of playing around to see, right? So right foot forward, Go ahead and bend the knees, get your weight over the right foot, bring the arms up overhead, engage the body. So get the balance here. And then once you're here, just slowly make your way forward, coming into whatever is open to you today in this moment. Breathe here. And when you're ready, bend that right knee, bring the arms down, bring the leg down, and then rock from side to side. And breathe. And we'll do that on the other side. So left foot forward, right foot back. Kind of a small warrior one. Coming into your warrior three. So here's the transition. Bend the knees, arms up overhead. Engage the bandha, straightening the left leg. The right leg comes up off the floor. And then once you're here, strong bandhas. Just see what's in this for you today. Breathing here. And when you're ready, bend the left knee, bring the right foot down, the arms come down. And then just stand tall, engage the bandhas, and just gently rock from side to side. And breathe. Bring your feet about shoulder distance apart and bend the knees and just slide down and up. And when you're doing this, focus on tipping the pelvis towards the thighs, the sits bones, or roll up towards the ceiling. The back gets long and slide back up. And when you do this, you can even stay down here if it feels good on your back. If you push your hands gently into the shin bones and lengthen, you'll get a little more release there. And slide back up. And one more time. Take that pause down here and lengthen if it feels good. If not, just slide right back up. And then slide back up. And make your way down onto your back. So get anything you might need for Shavasana, go ahead and get that. But before we do Shavasana, come on down onto your back. And bring both knees into the chest. Bring the palms of the hands on top of the kneecaps. And we'll start with Apanasana. So as you exhale, hug the knees into the chest. And as you inhale, let the knees come forward. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest, and inhale as the knees come forward. So as you hug the knees into the chest and exhale, draw that belly button towards the spine. That will help release the low back. That's the same motion we were trying to do standing up. But the back, when you're on your back and you're not bearing the weight, the muscles can release a little bit more. Now, let the knees come forward and move both knees in great big circles. So you're rotating the leg bones in the hip socket, and let the low back gently rock and roll into the floor. You don't want to lose control of this, but you just want to feel the change in pressure around the low back. And then reverse that, going back the other way. And then bring this to a close. And go ahead and lower one foot and then the other. Take a few breaths. Gently rock your knees back and forth from side to side. And then bring this rocking to a close. And let's just stretch our feet out. So bring the right knee into the chest, flex the foot, press it up to the ceiling. So your left knee is bent, your right foot is up towards the ceiling. Left knee is bent, left foot is on the floor, and your right leg is up. And then go ahead and point and flex the toes. And then make big ankle circles going one way. So in all those balancing practices, it is really important to have flexibility of the feet. So really work on that here, and then reverse that. So you want to work on that here so that when you go to do the balance pose, it's there for you. The feet are nice and open and able to accommodate little changes in balance so it doesn't transmit all the way up the body. Now go ahead and flex the foot, bend that right knee into the chest with the knee bent, lower the foot to the mat. And we'll do the left side, bringing the left knee into the chest, flexing the foot up to the ceiling. So pointing and flexing, really paying attention to where that foot is stiff and working on those muscles. They're little tiny subtle muscles in the feet. You know, if you think about it, they're not as big around as your little finger. They're little tiny, but they do so much. And then make big ankle circles going one way. And then reverse, make big ankle circles going the opposite direction. And then flex the foot, reach through the heel. And then bend the knee, float it down to the mat. You can rock your knees from side to side. And when you're ready, straighten one leg and then the other, making your way into Shavasana.